Hello, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Green Room Podcast. I'm Matthew Brune, and joining me once again is Colin Mitchell.
You just say
What's
your
up,
own last name wrong?
Bruni?
You just said Brune. I swear to God, you just said Brune. When you
Brune. I
watch
might
this
have
back,
rushed a little bit.
yeah,
That might
you
be
should
it.
you should feel embarrassed.
Honestly, I'm a little tired, Colin. I don't know how to
Get some caffeine in your system.
describe it.
Yeah, I don't know
Is
if the
there
Capri
caffeine
Suns.
in Capri Suns?
I'm
No,
not sure about that.
I hope not. That would
You
not be
hope
good.
not. You don't
I
need
would-
caffeine.
No, I need caffeine. I mean, I have Red Bull in my fridge, but I accidentally bought I don't need the 12-ounce ones, man. I really don't. Like
They're
the 8
too
ounce.
big. They're too big.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna drink all that. I
Feel
accidentally
like
bought the 4 pack of 12-ounce ones. I was like,
yeah.
oh, that's too much.
Feel like if you get once you get through like 3/4, like you get to the 8 ounces of one, you're just the last 4 ounces. You're just like, I don't want this.
Yeah,
Like the taste just isn't there.
yeah, no. So, um, yeah, I long day, long weekend. But we're here Sunday afternoon. Sorry for the late upload. Obviously, we'd love to do this earlier, but schedules get conflicted and whatnot. But North Texas UTSA, Colin. Let's talk about it.
Hold on, can we acknowledge something right here? My hat is disgusting. You see this? I just saw this. Look at this.
The sweat marks? Do you wear that when you golf?
Yeah, I do wear this when I
Well,
golf,
then
but
why?
I've never seen the sweat marks.
You know what you need to do, or what I do after I play tennis? I just soak my hats in water every time, and a little bit of soap, just every
Mm.
single time I play
I
tennis.
made the mistake of one of my white golf hats, and I got it. I washed it in the washer, and it ruined it.
You should be okay if you wash it. You just can't dry it.
No, I just washed it. It's like it was like cardboard. It was like a trucker
Oh,
style
okay.
hat. I don't know,
Yeah, I don't
but
know.
yeah, this is disgusting. So sorry, guys.
Just
I
take
just
it
took.
off.
I'm not
Go
just
change hats.
I'm not gonna change hats. It's fine. It's fine.
I didn't even notice it, honestly. If it makes you feel better.
Oh, I don't. I'm not. I don't care. It's just for people that notice. I'm just letting you know. Like I'm with you.
I'm
Anyways,
with you. Okay,
yeah.
Colin is with you. All right, North Texas UTSA. UTSA wins 37-29 in Denton. Let me take a swig of Capri Sun real quick.
Yeah, like a flask.
Where do we start with this game?
Um,
I don't want to go
think
too big picture yet.
no. I think the best thing to do would just talk about how good UTSA is.
Okay.
UTSA is a good team,
UTSA is a good team.
and their defense was pretty dominant, if we're being honest.
North Texas had 3 touchdowns and 2. Oh, am I miscounting? No, yeah, 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals.
Yes.
Converted, a 2-point conversion. How do we? Okay, I do think UTSA's defense is good.
I think the thing that stood out to me outside of or that Memphis that I didn't really see against Memphis and Tulane is that whenever Chandler Rogers was going to whenever you were like, oh, okay, this is a drive where he can really do something, he didn't.
Rogers was more uncomfortable in this game than he was at
Yes.
any point in the entire season, except for when he came in the second half against FIU.
Yes.
This was the most, I don't want to say rattled. This was the most uncomfortable he's been. With that being said, he finished the game 20 of 38, 272 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. The 2 interceptions, the first one was kind of fluky.
First one was kind of fluky.
I mean,
for
it
sure.
bounced right into the arms of Moore. You're like, what did I just see? Like,
yeah,
whatever. The second one, I thought it was a massive play because this would have given them a chance to be completely back in the game.
Yeah.
And I thought they were going to do it. But B, I do think it showed that he was a little uncomfortable, that he was maybe rushing things. He didn't see things as well. Maybe he didn't see the linebacker drop out. He wasn't seeing the field as well as he usually does.
Yeah.
And that was apparent to me on the second interception. Now, if you look at the overall stats of this game, Colin, it's pretty funny. North Texas, 459 yards, UTSA 421. Yards per play, North Texas 6, UTSA 5.5. Third downs, even, both were pretty even. North Texas 9-16, UTSA 8-16. The difference is obviously the turnovers, right? So you have the 2 interceptions, and then you have the fumble.
Yeah.
Flat out, the Blair Conright fumble. It was Conright, correct?
Yes.
To start the game, where he gets to the 5-yard line and fumbles. Those can't happen against a good team. And even though it felt the same as the other games, the Tulane and Memphis games, where it's like, all right, time to come back, all this stuff. It it was more of, all right, now we have to be perfect in order to achieve this comeback.
Right.
And I'm sorry, guys, but North Texas is a good team. I actually don't think North Texas is a bad team this year. Like,
It was
I,
Jordan Smart, by the way. I just
oh, it
checked.
was okay. Thank you.
Jordan Smart. Yep.
I don't think North Texas is a bad team this year. I think over the last 3 weeks they have shown they can hang with the top teams in the American. I think that they are legitimately a middle of the pack American Conference team
Yeah.
that can hold its own against the upper echelon, which is good. They're not getting blown out like they were in years past. The problem is the self-inflicted wounds, the inability to get off to good starts. Like those are things that good teams will beat you if you do that against them. So it's more of the same in that regard, but in a game where Chandler Rogers didn't feel like he played well, I mean, overall as an offense, they weren't like bad. They moved the ball fairly well.
Yeah.
It just untimely mistakes again.
I think the biggest thing for me was the feel of both teams. Obviously, you named off the stats. Like if we're looking at them and you didn't watch the game, you're like, oh yeah, North Texas looked really good. But I think that UTSA didn't have to do anything. Like it looked like they were
Yeah,
never under pressure. They just kind of ran a play. I mean, 287 rushing yards. I think in the first half they averaged like 9 yards a carry or something
yeah,
stupid like that. I don't remember what it was, but I mean, Frank Harris had 13 passes in the uh, first half, and he only completed 6 of them, I think. And
mm,
they were like, anytime he had the ball, he just rolled out, threw it away, and then they'd run it and they'd get 12 yards. So there was never a situation where I didn't think that UTSA until the second half. In the first half, I never looked at both offenses and I was like, okay, these are the same. Because
yeah.
clearly North Texas was having to do something to, get yards, whereas UTSA was kind of just walking down the field.
North Texas was having to work a lot harder for its yards.
Yes.
UTSA, obviously Barnes, Griffin, Barnes ends the game averaging 8.1 yards per carry, Griffin 6.5 yards per carry. Another mistake that I thought of off the top of my head just now was right before the half when Frank Harris runs out of bounds and it's the late hit, which gives him 15 yards and the kick a field goal, 3 points right
Not only
there.
that, allowing Frank Harris to run for what was it, like 35 yards or something like that in the
Yeah,
first place when
yeah.
they're just trying to run the
So
clock out.
exactly. Um, the defense was still a problem in the first half, but in the second half, we saw flashes of what we saw against Tulane and Memphis, where they buckled down. And I still don't think this UTSA team is elite. I don't think Frank Harris is playing nearly at the caliber of which he played at the past 2 years. I don't think the receivers are nearly as good. Cephas has 6 for 69. The next closest was 3 for 19. Like this is a UTSA team that, in my opinion, is not on the caliber of the other three teams in the American with Memphis, Tulane, and SMU.
Yeah.
But if you're North Texas, the frustrating part for this team and Eric Morris is it felt like more than the other 2 games so far. This game felt like the one where yes, UTSA moved the ball down your throats, but it felt like the one where you kind of gave them a leg up,
Yeah,
and
and
not
that
just
started with Jordan Smart's fumble.
yeah, and not even in the sense of, wow, we came out slow, they scored through, we're down 21-0, blah, blah, blah. You were at the 5-yard line, fumbled the ball. You were driving down the field to potentially, like, I think it was tie the game
Yeah, I believe
at
so.
some point, throw an interception. Like, you gave them 3 points right before the half. That's the frustrating part. And that's where, for the first time, I think this year, I mean, if FIU is the exception, but FIU is always the exception. For the first time this year, it felt like last year where Austin Aune was throwing pick sixes and you had no shot because you're giving them points or you're
Yeah,
giving them like an advantage. This time, this is the first time to me it felt like that, and it felt like they were pressing a little bit.
I don't know. For me, it's just like for me, I feel like the defense puts them in bad position every game.
For sure.
Like I don't think it's like obviously when Austin Aune was playing, the defenses weren't great by any stretch of the imagination. But I don't think this was a game where I was looking at the offense. It was like the offense had to do something, and if picks happen because of it, like that's what it
Yeah.
is. Chandler Rogers has to get the ball out. If he doesn't, then nothing's gonna happen anyways.
Yeah.
So I still, although yes, I agree with you that you can't have the one pick that was obviously Chandler Rogers' fault, and then the fumble, especially the fumble. But the defense, like, just like not putting up any resistance in the first half. What was the scoring summary on that first quarter? Touchdown, field goal for UTSA in the first half. It was touchdown, field goal, touchdown, touchdown, field goal.
Well, that's the first half. Yeah,
Yeah, the
first
first
half.
half.
Yeah,
And
just
it's just
no stop.
you
Well,
just
the demoralizing
there's
one
nothing
to
you
me
can do.
was the demoralizing one to me was after the fumble. UTSA went down only 72 yards in 12 plays and kicked a field goal, but still, that's a spot where you want the defense to be like, all right, we fumbled, but you're at the 5. So just, maybe give up one first down, but try to get off the field quickly and we can get the ball back on our own
Right.
40 or 35
Right.
and pick back up.
And I think it's indicative of how much this defense is trusted, because Eric Morris did two things that no team with any confidence in their defense would do, and that's go for it on 4th and 12 and run it and get it. And then two is they were down. I think they were down. I can't remember exactly. I think they were down 21 or 22 or some weird score, and he went for 2 so that if
Oh,
UTSA scored, it was still a
two-possession game.
2-possession game.
Yeah.
But if you didn't get that 2-point conversion, then the game's over. So you're gambling the game away in two situations where you're like, okay, this is kind of weird.
It was, I believe the score at that time
Let me
was
try to find it.
31-20, and they went for 2 to make it 31-22. Off the top of my head, so that cut it to a 9-point game.
Yes.
And people were asking why they went for 2.
Yes, that is what it was.
Yeah, I do think that's part of the reason, and then also, yeah, but
But if you trust your defense, you don't have to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like the run on 4th and 12 was crazy, because if Oscar, I don't know if you saw that or not.
I did.
Okay, yeah. Oscar just like going forward didn't have a camera. Oscar had a great game, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, Oscar was great, but yeah, he got hit like 3 yards into the play, and then
just kept going.
Everybody just kept going. So I was like, okay, cool. Defensively, as much as I do want to give them credit in the second half for bowling up, you're right. I do agree with you that
I want to stop
27
giving
points.
this defense credit for second half performances, because you need to be able to perform when it's level, and instead of playing when there's nothing to play for. Yes, the offense can come back, but the pressure's off the defense at that point when you're down 21 to whatever, and it's like, okay, we'll just go out there and play. You need to be able to perform when it's even. It can't be, let's go down 15 points or 14 points or 21 points like against Tulane, and then we'll come back. Now we'll play defense. Now we'll actually get some stops. UTSA did not punt in the first half at all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't care if we had a great second half. You're already playing down. What was the halftime score? I don't remember off the top of my head. 27-13. You're already playing. You're playing 27-13. So why play defense then instead of doing it in the first half? I need to see it in the first half, because otherwise you're always going to be playing from behind, and then you're going to have Chandler Rogers have to come back and do something crazy. And this week he couldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I agree. And last week Chandler Rogers had to throw 50 passes in order to bring you from behind, because y'all gave up however many points. So I think you said it well. Honestly, I do. I think you said it well. In the big, I don't have anything else specific to take away from this game. I just defensively, I do want to say this loss to me, while we wanted this to be a win, and I still don't think UTSA is a great team. I do think UTSA's ability to run the ball on North Texas, with an improved offensive line from last year, which was awful last year, but it's improved. Frank Harris' inability to throw the ball. I just think this North Texas coaching staff needs a year of getting more players in.
Yes.
Up front, they've been pushed around a little bit too easy on the defensive front to be nice. And that's probably the main thing, is you can't, in a game where Frank Harris clearly was not going to beat you with his arm, you were unable to stop the run consistently in the first half. And that was alarming to me. Like, the defensive line, I thought, got pushed around. There were plays where the running back would go 6-7 yards without contact. Then he would get a one-on-one with the safety and make a miss, and boom. And while I don't want to bail out the safeties or linebackers for missing tackles, but there's like no contact at any point until like 5 yards down the field on a lot of runs.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm interested to see if schematically if they ever change something going into next year. I know there's still a few games left, but if they come out in this 3-3-5 again, you're going to need a lot better talent. You're going to need a lot bigger talent in order to run this scheme.
Yeah, it's extremely frustrating. And yesterday, while I was tweeting the game, obviously people were, fire Capone. Why is this like this? Blah, 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 blah. I am equally as frustrated, but again, I will give the year pass. Now, next year, I want to reiterate to everybody, if the defense is not better, then there's going to be some problems.
Oh yeah.
But you got to figure out the defense is clearly capable of doing something well. You need to be able to even that out over the course of a whole game.
Yeah, and Eric Morris, you can tell how frustrated he is. I mean, with the inconsistencies and stuff. So
Yeah,
it's not like he doesn't know or he doesn't see it. I mean, everybody sees it, but I don't know if this defense, like, if this defense doesn't give up 27 in the first half and gives up 21, and then let's say it gives up, a touchdown third or something like that, I feel like if North Texas offense was only down a score going into the second half, it would just be a different feel. It would
right.
just be a different
Well, you're not playing. You're not
vibe.
playing to try to make a big play every time, every
Exactly. You're not
drive.
having to come back from multiple scores down every single half. So and then also you have in my opinion, I know I've said this before and it might sound like a cop out, but you take the gut punch of Tulane, you take the gut punch of Memphis, and now you're back at home against UTSA. Emotionally, pulling off a third straight comeback of that caliber against a third straight good team,
Yeah,
that's not realistic.
yeah. I
It's
mean,
not
I had
real.
them losing all 4 of these games in the stretch of death, so I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, they had to win the game. It's
Yeah.
it's the way. Again, it's just the watching the defense just flounder in the first half again is just awful. Now, it'll be way more important to see how that looks against a Tulsa and a UAB, which they play as the last 2 games of the year.
Yep.
SMU, I think we both expect to just kind of win the game. Preston Stone's injured though. I think I don't know
Oh,
for
it's
how
Stone
long.
out?
He got injured against Rice,
Yeah.
I believe.
North Texas is still the worst rush defense in the country, by the way. 5.68 yards per carries allowed.
Who's the second to last?
Appalachian State, 5.57.
Wow.
A couple bowl teams a few years ago, Colin, if you remember that. Actually, I'm sorry. UMass, 5.62.
There you go.
Shout out UMass.
I'm trying to see how long he's out. I think JT Daniels also blown out that game. That's why I was getting confused. Also, Rice almost won. Shout out Rice.
Rice is good. Rice is a good team.
Rice is good.
So
Regardless, SMU almost lost to Rice. Tulsa lost to, I just looked a second ago, lost to Charlotte 33-26.
oh man.
And then UAB won, I believe, 45-42 against FAU. Yep, 45-42 against FAU.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see. They say FIU, I meant FAU. I don't know what I said.
You said FAU.
Going forward, Brune, what do you want to see against SMU, I guess? I mean, I know we're not doing a preview, but these next 3 games, what are you looking for?
Need to beat Tulsa and UAB. Those are the 2. SMU, if they keep it close with SMU, honestly, let's say it's a 3-point loss or a 7-point loss to SMU. I already said this year I'm taking moral victories. I am not above that. If you go through the stretch of death and all 4 losses are by single digits / 3 of them by 1 possession,
yeah,
that's something Luttrell never happened under Seth Luttrell. I want to reiterate that type of performance, those comebacks, those single possession losses against good teams, hardly happened. We read his against the spread numbers, right? And for those who want to bring up individual games, sure, whatever. Seth Luttrell's against the spread numbers were awful. He was covering like 30% of the time, which shows you are significantly underachieving, where Vegas, where the normal population, where analytics, where stats, where all these things have you projected, you are underachieving. That was under Seth Luttrell. This year, the Cal game is the Cal game. Yes, the FIU game is the FIU game. Those 2 are bad losses where they did not look competitive or they did not look good. FIU was competitive, quote unquote, but that's an awful team. Since then, I don't have the against the spread numbers in front of me, but I mean they have put up a fight against everybody, and they have been respectable doing it. So I mean that's a step in the right direction. I'm repeating myself from last week, but it is still a step in the right direction.
Yeah, I completely agree. I agree with that. Preston Stone, by the way, was just out with a concussion, so he'll probably be back.
Yeah. I don't expect. SMU's very good right now. So I don't have high expectations, but again, keep it close. See what happens in the fourth quarter. Maybe the defense doesn't give up 30 points in the first half, and I mean, give Chandler Rogers the ball and move out the way.
Yep,
Go catch it.
Happens.
All right. Anything else before we wrap it up?
Nope, just the pick'em, Bruni, which I think I lost a significant amount.
I forgot the pick'em. Here we are. Let's see. I should just pull up the photo, right?
Yeah, pull it up.
Here, let's see.
Let me get the stats up.
Yeah, pull stats up. All right, here it is. Present, share screen. Here it is.
All right. Well, I cannot believe I missed the first one. 13.5 North Texas.
All right, 13.5 North Texas first half points. This was a bad beat for Colin, I think. I do think it was.
It was so.
They were driving.
Smart.
Oh, yeah, smart, first of all. They should have scored a touchdown on that drive.
Yeah.
And then to end the half, North Texas goes down. It looks like there's like a minute left on like the 30. I'm like, dang, they're going to go down and score.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't. Kick a field goal. And it's 13. And so there's one for Brune, the under 13.5 North Texas points. That's a great line, by the way. UTSA 5.3 yards per rush. I had the over. Colin had the under. Colin goes 0 for 2 on Brune's lines. UTSA averaged 5.6 yards per rush. Still a little too close for comfort considering how easily they ran the ball.
It's actually kind of crazy.
I thought that was going to be like an easy cover, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
All right. Frank Harris over under 243 passing yards. Wasn't even close. Or no, was it? What do you know?
He had 134.
Yeah, 134. I got that one wrong. I said over. That was bad.
2-1.
So 2-1. And then UTSA turnovers. Colin said over. I said under 0, correct?
Yes, 0.
0, yeah. Almost had the muffed punt. Almost.
Yes.
Almost had the muffed punt, which I was damn. But anyways, I still would have won. So there's 3-1 there. And then the final score, I had 35-37 North Texas. You had 38-27 North Texas. Or 38-27. All right, we can watch it.
I mean, we picked North Texas to win, so
that's fine. You're right. We'll watch it. So 3-1.
How's it feel to be back up too?
22-20. Brune leads.
Thoughts?
I mean, you're already wearing hats, so I think you're preparing yourself.
Moving into these final 3 games, Brune.
Well, we have the bowl game too. Oh no, they're not gonna make
a
bowl game.
There's no bowl game, Brune. There's no bowl game. 3 games will decide it all. If you get up to a lead on this next one, it's probably over for me. It's probably over for me.
Don't say that.
It's probably over for me.
I'm terrified. Somebody, I forgot who it was, but shout out to y'all. Who said, shaving your head on this team is crazy.
Yeah,
we are crazy
on this season. Yeah,
on this season, like where like everything's unpredictable and first year coach, quarterback, blah blah blah. But yeah,
I think these SMU lines are going to be important.
Very important. I might have to do some research.
I'm terrified.
All right, real quick, Colin. How are we gonna do basketball tomorrow? Or no, they play on Tuesday. Okay. Well, we can talk about it. I think we do it as an individual podcast. Probably Tuesday night, just after the game, because I'm not gonna have any LSU stuff or anything. So
sure,
we can do it right after that.
Depends on if I'm busy at work or not, but sure.
Oh yeah, you work. Okay, we'll figure it out. All right, but yeah, North Texas versus Northern Iowa. Big game. Big game in the Super Pit. So go out, support Ross Hodge and all the boys for that one. That would be a massive win to start off the year. Top 100 win. Quad 2 win, I guess, since it's a home game. Yeah, so.
Is there a spread? What's the spread?
Colin, I don't gamble. You know me. My phone's over there, but I don't know. It'd probably be like North Texas minus like 3 or something. If I had to guess.
They are. Oh, ESPN doesn't have it, and I'm already on ESPN. Never mind. I'll figure it out later, dude. Doesn't really
So it's
matter.
probably like 3 or 4 something. I
Now the
guess.
real question is, are we going to do a pick'em for basketball?
Maybe conference. Maybe basketball will be our like subdued challenge. Like not as
No, it's got to be equally as.
rigorous.
It's got to be boom
Colin,
or
we're gonna like
bust.
kill ourselves every year going through 2 of these. What are we doing?
I mean, we don't have to make it as permanent as going. I mean, bald's not really permanent; it's just semi-permanent. But
It's permanent for like a month.
do you think your hair just grows back in a month?
Well, it's not gonna be this long, but it'll be something. I mean, it'll be like what, this long in a month?
No way.
Colin.
How
Okay,
fast?
hold on. I get a 0. Colin. I get a 0. So this is what, 3 weeks?
Does it
Roughly?
really grow that fast? Inch and a half per month?
This is 3 weeks.
Inch and a half per month. Okay.
How long is this?
That's probably, I don't know.
It's like a half inch. It's like a half inch.
Oh, hold on. Half inch per month. So there you go.
Okay. Yeah, so there you go. So yeah, so you'd be about this long in a month.
Yeah. That's not
You
bad.
can make
Honestly,
that.
going bald is easy. Easy challenge if that's it.
Easy challenge. Colin's the one crying over here saying, "I'd rather eat the hot
That
chip."
is until my hair doesn't grow back.
Yeah, until Colin goes bald, and then he has no hair left, and then we're gonna look back on this moment and be like, "Yeah, told
Shouldn't
you."
have done it.
I said, "Hey, you can eat the hot chip."
No, it's got to be equal.
I'm just saying, if you want to eat the hot chip and maybe like dump a bucket of ice on you, that would be even to me.
What is this, 2015?
Yes, I have a video of me doing that challenge, and it's awful because I'm like so skinny.
It's gotta feel awful.
Yeah, you didn't do it.
No,
You
I
don't.
took
You
pictures
didn't.
of it.
You didn't support the ALS challenge.
I took pictures for a yearbook.
Did you donate to ALS
I
Foundation?
was
You didn't.
17 years old, 18 years old. I didn't have money.
So you didn't support the cause. All right. Good. Good to know where Colin's priorities lie. That's all we got for y'all today. We'll be back. We're gonna do a post-game basketball ones. Our basketball ones will probably be short, like 15 minutes or so, just to get them in, get them out. And then we'll preview SMU. SMU. Still hate SMU, but the overall record and whatnot is fairly lopsided. However, I do think it is slightly skewed from
The
hold on.
80s.
Safeway Bowl. Safeway Bowl still need a new nickname.
Yeah,
in my
like
opinion.
where's the nearest Safeway?
I'm just saying 2014, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7-2 SMU in the last 9. I mean, look, Oklahoma State was lopsided, right? Alabama Auburn's lopsided. I mean, there's a lot of lopsided rivalries.
Yeah.
All right. SMU TCU, right? TCU beats the brakes off of SMU every year, but they still call it a rivalry.
Why is it
All right?
called the Safeway Bowl? Because there was like a Safeway grocery store?
No, because the coach said we'll play them in the parking lot of a Safeway.
Well, there's no Safeways in Dallas, okay?
Well, Colin, I don't.
This is ridiculous. This is what we're naming it. This is ridiculous.
I agree. I've been on this for a long time. I've said they need to rename.
There is not a Safeway in Texas.
SMU is going to try to steal this rivalry and shun us away, and I will not be shunned. All right.
You hear what I just said? There is no Safeway in Texas.
I don't know. They call it the Safeway Bowl.
Well, now if we just rename the bowl something else, then the record's even, and then we can.
Well, no, because SMU does not want to play North Texas ever again, and wants to go to the ACC and get its brains beat in by North Carolina and Miami and Florida and State and whatnot.
I forgot about that.
Y'all have fun over there, going 4-8 every year.
Wow, say with your chest.
I say it with my chest. SMU's. All right, I can't. All right, we'll save it. All right, thank y'all for joining us. Leave a like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm gonna go take a nap. We'll talk to y'all later.